what's up, soul friends? Thanks for being here on today's pick a card reading. Today we're going to get into what is inside of you right now that needs to be healed. What is the inner wound that needs to be healed right now to help you move to the next phase of your spiritual journey, of your soul's plan at this point in your life? This is a timeless reading, so whenever you are watching this, this is the thing that your soul is most calling for you to heal or address right now. I have 3 piles for you to choose from today. I'll show you the cards in a moment. And so pick the card that resonates most with you, and then when we get into your pile, we're going to pick some of the tarot cards and more oracle cards together. So for pile number 1, we have the black hematite stone. And your card is this oracle card, number 18, which equals 9. Pile number 2, we have this card, number 11, master number. Feel free to pause the video if you need some more time to pick the pile that resonates for you. Oh, sorry. And then for pile number 2, we have the moonstone. And for pile number 3, this card, number 32, which equals to number 5, with the tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is one of my favorite stones. Okay, so take a moment, take a few deep breaths, and choose the pile that resonates with you. If you are drawn to more than one pile, feel free to watch more than one video. And as usual, the timestamp to the video that you chose, or to the pile that you chose, is in the description box below. Hey pile 1, thanks for being here in this reading today. Let's get right into it. So in this card, what I can see, just the beginning of your reading, is there's so much heaviness. There's this storm that's brewing in your life, or you feel like you can't escape this cloud. You can't escape this darkness. And even though you yourself have so much light, you have a sense of an aura of royalty, or perhaps you put on a presence in your surroundings, at work, with your friends, with your family, and you feel like this you have to put on an air of I'm hearing your majesty in my head, but maybe you're a leader. Maybe you're a leader at work, or you are the leader of a team, and you're always feeling as if you need to be poised, you need to be perfect, you need to be hidden behind a mask. You're not able to really showcase your true sensitive nature, your emotions, the beauty that really is inside of you. And a lot of that stems from being afraid to be yourself. Maybe perfectionism. I'm hearing perfectionism. Perhaps you feel this need to be perfect. And if you look really closely at this picture, maybe it's just me picking up on this, but the crown itself is a little bit bent, you see? And it's like these little hidden imperfections are sort of hidden in the shadows. And maybe in the past you've revealed yourself to somebody, as you can see from this character right here, and maybe you've revealed yourself to somebody and they weren't ready to welcome you into your life. And so since that moment, you have been afraid to be vulnerable, to be imperfect, to be yourself. And this could even stem from childhood from when you were little and you were expected. I'm hearing expectations. Your parents might have put a lot of expectations on you to be a certain way, to act a certain way. I'm hearing also children are meant to be seen and not heard. And so you learned at a very young age to be what everybody wanted you to be, this pretty little princess or prince, to not rock the boat, to not show your true colors, to mask this very and you see the octopus tentacles, or the underneath of her skirt here. And I don't know if any of you have seen that movie, The Octopus. Is it My Friend the Octopus? That award-winning movie, a film about the little octopus. And it's like, they are such brilliant, intelligent, loving, and sweet creatures, but they're also extremely timid. They scare very easily and are very sensitive, but they bond deeply. They are so connected to other people. They can really feel and sense the energies of their surroundings, of their environment. They're also very adaptable and malleable. And when we're children, we can be very malleable. We are indeed heavily influenced by our environments, by our parents, by our families. And we can become traumatized just by not being accepted for who we are. If you didn't fit into your family dynamic, if you didn't fit into your family unit, you might really be afraid to open up and be yourself today. And if you're leading a team, like if you are this royalty, if you are a leader in your industry, if you are a powerhouse, you might be afraid to show your vulnerability, and you might be afraid to seem weak. I'm hearing if you might be afraid to feel or be seen or perceived as weak by others, out of fear of being kind of displaced or knocked down after all of your hard work. But I'm getting, for most of you, this is about this dark cloud of perfectionism that has really followed you around for a really long time, and you feel as if you're trapped in this version of yourself that you've created that's not necessarily really who you are, and and you feel like you're living in the shadows and afraid to be yourself, afraid to show your true self to other people, afraid to really get close to other people. And this isn't you. You weren't born like this. This happened to you from a very young age. You weren't accepted, in a matter of speaking. You weren't accepted for who you were, and you were taught that you had to put on this show, put on this mask, and be perfect, be everything that everybody else wanted in order to be accepted, in order to be successful, in order to move ahead in life. And that's simply not true. But it's very difficult to decondition yourself from those experiences in childhood. Look at her. She's like really reaching out for this prince, this person, this maybe loved one. Maybe you have a really hard time holding on to connections, loving connections, and maybe you also feel the need to, I'm hearing, like, grasp onto control. Maybe you have issues with control, and that's another side of perfectionism that we don't necessarily talk about. Is perfectionism is in a sense the feeling the need to control your environment so that you don't get hurt, so that you're not disappointed, so that you're not let down, and that can really scare some people away. It can push people away, and that's not necessarily your intention. Your intention is to draw people in, to keep them close to you, but that desire to be seen as perfect, to not be vulnerable, to never make mistakes, that can really separate you from loved ones, from connections, that can disconnect you from your humanness, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm seeing here, and we'll get into tarot in a moment, what I'm seeing here is your soul is really calling you to let down your guard a little bit, and to work on allowing people in without being afraid of being vulnerable, of being your true self, coming out of the shadows. Being okay with your imperfections. And it's actually the imperfections that make you so unique, that make you this wonderful, majestic, magical being in this world, in this life, and not to be afraid of that. Not everybody, and there's also another message here that people pleasing is also another way that we try to control our environment, because we were hurt when we were young, because we were made to believe that who we were wasn't good enough. We tend to try to earn love and respect from other people by pleasing them, to our own detriment. So this is another message I see. What I see here is another message of you're not for everybody, and that's okay. To learn to accept that you're not for everybody and embrace your uniqueness. Okay, so let's see what, I'm going to put this over here. Put this here. Oh, and the hematite also, if you picked this stone, is about protection as well, blocking electromagnetic frequencies. And so maybe you also are very sensitive to your environment. And this could be also a protection message saying, yes, you're not for everybody, and that's also for a reason. You need to protect your energy from people who don't want what's best for you, who are more like energy vampires, sucking your energy away. And this is a message that it's time to let those people go, to let the need to keep people around that don't have the best intentions for you. And it's okay to let them go. And sometimes, you know what, when you start to be your true authentic self and care about yourself and set boundaries for yourself, those people are naturally going to run away from you because they're no longer able to feed off of your energy. Okay, so let's put that over here, and we'll bring the tarot out. Okay, so Spirit, pile number 1, messages of, I'm going to shuffle these cards over here. Pile number 1, messages of protection, and what do they need? So we have the Ace of Cups. What does pile 1 need to know about healing? What is it that their soul wants to heal or address in order to take the next step forward? What does pile 1 need to heal and address at a soul level in order to take the next step forward? These 2 cups. Wow, 2 aces. Let's see if we can get maybe one more card, Spirit. Yes, thank you. Yes. Move this over. If you can see. I really love this table as a backdrop. I want to use it. Okay, let's see here. Okay. We have 2 aces here. I think this is a lot of not just new opportunities, but new beginnings. a new sense of self-awareness and self-love, really protecting your energy. See, what I'm getting from this and what we were talking about in the Oracle card is protecting your energy from all of these people who are trying to grab at you, who don't necessarily want what's best for you. And I see you here and your soul calling you to practice self-care, nurturing yourself, stepping away from the energies of people who no longer serve your highest good, and starting to become aware of the fact that not everybody is for you and you're not for everybody, and that's okay. And that when you start to set boundaries for yourself, see this Ten of Swords here, this is like an ending to connections I'm seeing of people who are just energy vampires who are sucking your energy dry, and you starting to say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I am not going to work to please other people in order to gain love and respect and attention and admiration. I don't need your admiration because I am enough. I am enough just the way I am, and I'm going to be vulnerable because I'm going to be open, and I'm going to be and I'm going to just be happy and content with my imperfections and with who I am, because I want to feel, I'm hearing fulfilled. You want to reach this sense of feeling fulfilled, and you haven't been feeling that way. And I feel like it has a lot to do with the people in your life who are feeding off of your energy, or have been feeding off of your energy. And this isn't your fault, but you've been sort of allowing people to feed off of you as a way to please them, serve other people at your own expense, because that's what you were taught when you were a child. I was hearing earlier, children are meant to be seen and not heard. And from a young age, you were taught that you were only given the love and admiration and respect and connection, attunement from parental figures when you were what they wanted you to be. I'm seeing like an adult, like a hand just patting a child on a head saying, there, dear. And you kind of just being dismissed. And so you learned from a very young age to work extra hard to get love by being good, by serving your parents, by almost being, I don't know if a lot of you might have been the older child or the oldest sibling, and looked after the other children a lot, sort of took on this parenting figure, or maybe even parenting your own, being the confidant or the parent of your parent, which can be it's very toxic and can be very draining and damaging to your sense of self-awareness, sense of self-identity. And what you learn is that you feel close to other people only when you are doing the work to please them. And then relationships become very imbalanced. And so Spirit is telling you it's time for you to focus on yourself, on your own needs, on your own prosperity, but mostly emotional fulfillment. And to take the action, this is like moving forward in a new direction, to take the action to walk away from what no longer is serving you, from the people who have been stabbing you in the back. Now, I don't read reversals, but I'm getting the sense that this is sort of like, this can go both ways right now. This is like, okay, you need to end these relationships, walk away from people who are just draining your energy, all those energy vampires. And then as you do that, this is going to flip around, and those sores are going to start to fall out of your back, and you're going to start to feel so much relief from the pain of working so hard, tirelessly, draining your energy, but still never being enough. Because when you are constantly working to please other people in order to earn love and respect and admiration, when you're doing everything the way that everybody else wants you to, it never really works out the way that you think it does. You think that they're going to really love you and respect you, but it never really seems to work. You kind of like lose them anyways. It's like, it's almost like she's looking at him saying, but I did everything you wanted me to. I was everything you wanted me to be. And this person's still like, but I can feel your desperation for love and connection. And that's not your fault. but people can feel that energy. And when you allow people to walk all over you just for the sake of having people close to you or respect you and love you and connect and feel connected to another body, just to feel another body there, you lose a sense of connection with yourself. And so Spirit is telling you it's really time for you to reconnect with your soul, with yourself, with who you are, reconnecting, but also becoming to a place of understanding, like, oh my God, this is who I am. This is who I was meant to be. This is what I like. These are the things that I like. This is what nourishes me. A lot of the times when we've been traumatized like that from a young age, we are completely misattuned to our own needs and to our own desires. We have no idea who we are, what we want, what we like, and that can be really damaging to our self-esteem and even to our sense of direction. And so I'm seeing here that a sense of direction and purpose will be highlighted for you once you begin to walk away from these people, these things that are no longer serving you. The Eight of Cups here at the end, or not the end, but here is all about sort of walking away from something that isn't serving you, but not just walking away, walking towards your own sense of fulfillment, your own sense of joy, really reconnecting and discovering who you are. The depths of your soul. There's so much water in your reading here. There's so much emotion. There's so many emotions, and it's like your mind is just racing. You're like, why am I never enough? I'm so exhausted from doing all this work of trying to be what everybody wants me to be. I don't know what to do. I don't know who I am. And I'm so tired. I just keep hearing, like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I keep hearing that. And the Spirit is just telling you, what do you want? There's this new sense of, there's maybe a sense of urgency inside of you, like really having this fired up energy, this drive to succeed, this drive to share yourself. But I think Spirit is telling you, and maybe share your ideas. You have like some sort of ideas or passion, direction that you want to go, and you're just like, but I don't have the energy. I have this passion and motivation somewhere. I can feel it there, but I don't know the step to take. I don't know what I'm not seeing. I don't know why I also at the same time feel so incredibly drained and stuck and confused, and I'm hearing misguided. But Spirit wants you to know that it's not you. It's not you. It's the people in your life. There's some things, people, I'm seeing it mostly as people, connections in your life that are no longer serving you, that you need to walk away from. There's, like, when I look at this card, you can always look at it different ways, but this to me, with your reading, feels like all these energies, these energy vampires grabbing at you, and you're just like, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. I'm not what you want me to be, and I don't even want to be that anymore. I don't know who I want to be. And Spirit saying, look, it's time for you to figure that out. Who do you want to be? Who are you? What do you want to, not just so much achieve? And maybe there's like a sense of this motivation, this need, this desire to achieve a really big dream, a really big idea. But the people that you have surrounded yourself with are not the people who are going to help you get there. And so Spirit is saying, it's time to do some inner work, some healing, some letting go. And you have, look at all these fish around you here. I'm sensing that you have a very strong spirit team guiding you right now. And they're really pushing you. Look at how she's kind of in this reading, these cards, she's walking away. They're really pushing you. They're pushing you away from all these things that are no longer serving you. They're like, they're almost surrounding you with energy, like love filled energy. And they're like, this way, this way, this way, this way. And you might be feeling this strong urge to move in a certain direction, but you've been resisting it. So Spirit is saying, stop resisting their guidance. And it's really time, like you're being called to walk away from people and things and experiences, maybe a job. I'm seeing it more as people in your inner circle, from maybe some toxic friends that are not, they're not the the genuine people that you think that they are, or that you want them to be. And Spirit is saying it's really time for you to unmask yourself, be your true authentic self. If you don't know who that is, it's time to figure that out and start taking steps in the direction to fulfill your own needs. And if you're going to lose people along the way, then you're going to lose people along the way, and that's okay, and that's for your highest good. Let's get some more tarot cards out. Spirit, pile number 1. What does pile 1 need? More information, please, in terms of healing and addressing something their soul needs to address or shed or get rid of in order for them to move in the right direction in this life. What is it that they need to do in order to take the next step to fulfill their dreams, to get to know themselves? What is it that pile 1 needs right now, Spirit, please? Ooh. Okay. Oh, there's 2 cards there. Wow. Let's move this up here. You can see these ones. Okay, one more card to balance out the reading. One more card, Spirit, please. The last piece of advice, direction, connection. Oh, there's a bunch of cards. Okay, we'll take these. Spirit is saying yes, take them. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at all this emotional energy. There's 2 cards here. I'll get to these in a second. Put them right here. Okay, wow. So with this card, we have the King of Cups with healing. We have a 15 with conditioning, which is actually the devil, which is exactly what we were talking about. So let me show you the cards and then I'll get into Spirit's message. We have the 10 of Cups with harmony. I'm hearing harmony with yourself, with your heart. Look at this card. Hold on, let me just show you this card. Harmony with your heart and your head. When you come into harmony with your heart, when you balance out your heart chakra, when you surround yourself with love, love-filled energy, your mind will naturally start to balance out. And all of these worries and stresses with the 10 of Swords here, they'll start to dissipate. And the conditioning, I just have to get into this here, the conditioning, the devil here, which is patterns from your past, patterns that were ingrained in you, that were conditioned in you from childhood, will start to dissipate, will start to heal, and you'll start to form new, I'm hearing alliances, but I think it's allegiances with yourself. I think that's more of what, and with the right people, and letting go of those old habits of people pleasing. There's a lot of healing that's happening right now. Your soul, your spirit is calling you. Spirit is calling you to like really do a lot of the healing work from your past, from your childhood, the conditioning, in order to move forward in this new direction and really take care of yourself. And look at this. We have the Queen of Cups with receptivity. Look at how beautiful. Look at King, the Queen, 10 of Cups. Spirit wants you to receive so much goodness. Look at this. Spirit is and the 10 of Cups here, harmony, receptivity. Spirit has so much love for you. There's so much love that's coming into your life, so much beauty and harmony and contentment and a sense of fulfillment that is possible in your life. There's balance that's coming into your life, your heart and your head coming into balance and harmony here, and receiving the love. I'm hearing sensuality, the divine feminine. There's so much water and emotional balance that's coming into your life. The Spirit wants for you. But the way to get to that is deconditioning from your childhood, from the experiences that taught you to be what everybody else wanted you to be, and to abandon your truth. Look at here. This lion, the king of the jungle, queen of the jungle, is all tied up, all bound here. And these sheep around him or her, or them, afraid, You have been brainwashed, I'm hearing, to believe that you're this little lamb, timid and afraid, and a part of the flock, when really you're this incredible, beautiful lion or lioness has the inner power to really stand out, to be fierce, powerful, but you don't believe in it. And that's not because that's not within you. It's because you've been conditioned from your painful past experiences to believe that. And that starts early in childhood. And I'm hearing Spirit say, lift up the veil. I mean, she's lifting up her dress in this picture, but lift up the veil and show your true self, be your true self. And don't worry if people run away or you're not for everybody. Those toxic people in your life who've been draining your energy, who've been draining your life force energy, they will leave on their own accord. You don't even have to cut those people out. They'll just naturally go away as you start to step into your power. Trust me, I've been there. Oh my God. Okay, so the last two cards Spirit wanted to round out your reading, we have the three of rods or wands with experiencing. This one. And we have number 20 with beyond illusion or judgment. I love this Osho deck. It's a Zen Osho. I'll put it in the thing below. The Zen Tarot. Beyond illusion. The conditioning. The conditioning is the illusion. Where are we here? The conditioning is the illusion. But you are going to move beyond it. Through your experiences, through your human experiences, you are going to see the truth of who you are. Use your experiences to your advantage. Root yourself down into this earth. See this being really connecting and rooting into the ground with the tree, connecting with the tree, with the sense of the earth. I know this is a fire sign, fire deck, but not deck, but a fire card, fire energy. And the tree almost seems like it's on fire, but it's the energy of the earth, the passion of the experiences. In order to feel fulfilled in your life, you have to connect with the experiences in this life. Allow them to light you up, to light you on fire. Feeling at one, connected, at one with the universe, connected to source energy. And that comes through your human experiences. All that pain, you can use it for something, to see the truth of who you are. And that really starts with, we'll put those there. That really starts with nourishing yourself. Nourishing yourself walking away from things that no longer serve you, focusing on self-care, self-love, self-appreciation, receptivity, being receptive to the goodness in the world, to the energy, to your own source of love and creativity. There's so much out there for you, so much beauty, so much love, so much compassion. Allow that in. Spirit wants you to receive all the goodness. Just believe in it. Believe in yourself. And walk away from the things that don't feel good. Spirit is protecting you here. So much protection going on. All right. Pile 1, that's your reading. Let me know if it resonated for you in the comments below. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can do so. There's a link in the description box below, or connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, comment with how this resonated. Be sure to like this video if it helped you, and subscribe so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Take care. See you next time. All right. Hey, pile number 2. This is your reading. In today's reading, we're going through messages from Spirit regarding what needs to be healed inside of you. What does your soul need to address? What do you need to address? Or what is your soul calling you to address in order to move forward in your life, in your life plan, your blueprint, to take the next steps, to feel confident and ready to take the next step in your life? And so what needs to be healed? What needs to be addressed? And this is your oracle card that you chose. Well, you chose the Moonstone, and I'll put these over here. You chose Moonstone, and you chose number 11 in this oracle deck, which I love. And number 11 is a master builder number, a master number, and also equals to number 2. Or 1-1. So this is definitely a divinely, all of these cards are divinely guided. What am I saying? We are getting messages from the universe, from Spirit for you. And this card is really all about one step at a time, building your castle in the sky, which is literally this card, your castle in the sky, building it one piece at a time, one little piece at a time, until it's complete. You can see here she's holding another little piece, and she's like willing it to go wherever she wants. Okay, this block is going to go here, this is going to go over here, this is going to go over here, and it's all stemming from her imagination, from her creative mind, or him, or they. And Spirit, what I'm hearing is Spirit really wants you to know that I'm hearing one step at a time. You don't need to rush. Okay, and you don't need to have the whole thing mapped out ahead of time. Sometimes we get caught up in, oh my God, I need to have the entire vision and have the whole plan and what I'm going to do, and I need to be extremely detailed and it needs to be laid out, and I need to follow this like blueprint and be very detail oriented and succinct and overly planned and organized. But I think Spirit is telling you with this card to let go a little bit and let the pieces fall into place a little more naturally, a little more organically, and build off of one step at a time. So instead of taking one big project, one big plan, and feeling like you need to have it completely mapped out, Spirit is asking you to be a little more go with the flow, a little more I'm hearing let go and go with the flow. And so Spirit wants you to sort of, okay, let go of control a little bit, tap into your creativity, and see what sort of unfolds as you put the pieces into place. Because sometimes you need to be a little more flexible as you go along your journey. And so maybe that's another message for you, is being a little bit more flexible with the plan that you've created. Sometimes our feeling of our needing to be in control and have everything planned out to the tiniest detail really can get in the way of our creativity and of actually making progress, because we get so caught up in things not going to plan, and that can really set us back. And so Spirit is saying, you know what, see this little like butterfly too? It's just like, you know, this little bit of magic, a little bit of creative flow, a little bit of fluttering, you know, like a butterfly will flutter. It, you know, something like it has the same flower that it goes to every time. It's like, what smells sweet today? What flower shall I choose today? And there's not so much this like like a bee. It's not so organized in like this path, and it's not working really hard to make its honey. It's like a butterfly, you know, takes its time, and it really just enjoys life and sips sweet nectar from one flower, goes to another that smells sweet, and really enjoys the process rather than the planning. Okay, so I think that's another message for you here is starting to enjoy the process of what's unfolding in your life rather than worrying so much about not having the plan perfectly in place or things not going according to plan. So that's what's I'm getting here, but let's get into the tarot. I'll put this over here, and we're going to get into the tarot and see what tarot has to say. And and sometimes it's a part of who we are, this need to really be in control of our lives, of our destiny, and micromanaging. I'm hearing micromanaging the universe. And when you micromanage the universe, it really prevents and blocks the universe from bringing you something that may be even better. So Spirit, whoa. Oh, wow. Spirit's like really on the ball here with you guys. Oh, yeah. Here we go. We have the Knight of Swords. I'm hearing master of my own destiny, which you are. You are the master of your own destiny. But sometimes that we can take that a little bit to one side and be, sometimes the knight can be impulsive on one side, or maybe that's the Knight of Wands can be very impulsive. The Knight of Swords can be on the other side, on the flip side, is very what's the word? What am I hearing? Like overbearing. So needing to be so controlled, so detailed, so hyper focused, hyper vigilant. I'm hearing that it stops the flow. See this airflow, slipstream kind of thing, it can block that flow. If this was, I don't really read reversals. I can read the energy of the cards, and so I don't have them pop up in reversals, but that I'm seeing is a part of the message that we were talking about, is like blocking the flow, the creative flow, by being too hyper vigilant. And I'm hearing domineering, and not that that's a bad thing in some situations, but sometimes we can use it as a defense mechanism because we don't want to fail. We're so afraid of failure that we try to be overbearing, hyper vigilant, really overly controlling and aggressive, and that's not really our intention. Really, we just want things to be perfect and things to turn out really well, but it can work against us if we block the creative process from unfolding naturally and organically. Okay. Ooh, yeah. King of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, I have two kings here. I didn't even see those. The king. I'm gonna get one more card from this tarot deck, and just sort of to clarify. There's two kings here. I just see like you have so much determination. You are looking to build a movement. I'm seeing a movement. I don't know if some of you are building some sort of a movement or a business. Whoa. Oh, Spirit, that's a lot of cards. Is that? Oh, yeah, 3 cards. Yeah, okay. Here we go. I don't know. I'm going to put these. Let's move this. Like that. Can you see? I'll pick them up and hold them up so we can see them together. All right, Spirit. King of Pentacles, King of Cups, 6 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 4 of Cups. Yeah, you're like Look at this king in this deck. He's like getting all these messages. He has these people. It's just male energy here, but this can be a woman as well, or a they, non-binary, however you identify. It's a very masculine energy, though. This is like, I'm just seeing this king, the King of Pentacles here, getting all this wisdom. It has like this like people chirping in his ear, being like, you should do this, you should do that. And the king's like, ugh. I know what I want. I have a vision. I have a vision. And I just want it to go to plan. Like there's such great messages here. I think Spirit is like, because this is a reading about what needs to heal, what your soul needs to address in order to move forward. Like you have so much potential here for so much success in your field. You have the ability to attain great heights, and you are building something huge. You have a huge vision and drive and determination and focus. Like you have so much focus and perseverance, I'm hearing, and the ability to manage people and manage your finances. Like you just have so many things going for you, but you're like, but you also feel like kind of unsatisfied with where you're at. Oh, here, let me move this here. You kind of feel unsatisfied. You're like, what's next? I want the next thing. I want the next step. I want to keep going. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? Instead of sitting back and just enjoying the process, enjoying the creative flow, not being happy with how much you've achieved so far. Like you're just always on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. What's next? Let's go, let's go, let's go. And there's no end in sight. It's like you'll never be happy with what you achieve. Like every time you achieve something, that next level of success, you're like, okay, that's great, but what's next? And Spirit, I think, is calling you to step back and sort of enjoy some of the flow, some of the process, because you are so successful. You have so much skills. You have so much determination. You have so many of the pieces in place to make all of your dreams come true. Like that's not for you, pile number 2, it's not a problem. It's not, the issue is not making your dreams come true. It's enjoying the dreams that you've made come true so far. It's enjoying the process. It's taking a little bit more, being a little bit more free and enjoying the fruits of your labor for a little while. Taking a second and like, taking a breath and saying, look at how far I've come. Look at how much I've achieved, and being satisfied with that. Like you just feel so, there's so much feeling unsatisfied with everything, even though you've achieved so much. And also we have the 8 of Swords here, which talks about feeling trapped. It's like this mental energy of feeling trapped, feeling like I'm just getting the sense of it's not enough. There's something about this, just feeling like what is it about this card? Look at this deck. There's so much success. I think Spirit, let me get a couple more cards. Like the 6 of Wands is all about recognition. Like you have reached, or you are about to reach, the pinnacle of success in your field. Or you've reached heights that you never thought that you ever would. And it's because of your determination, because of how detail oriented you are, how you've persevered through so many challenges in your life, but you just don't feel like it's good enough. You just don't feel like you're satisfied with what you've attained, even though you've reached this height of success. And Spirit is really saying, look, take a moment and really find the joy with the 4 of Cups here. The 4 of Cups can often be like, look, just always looking for the next best thing. Like the grass is always greener on the other side, instead of really being able to enjoy the process, enjoy what Spirit is actually giving you, and being grateful for what it is that I'm not saying what you have, because I think that you're grateful for what you have. I just feel like there's a sense of, I'm hearing pride. Maybe you feel like you might have a sense of pride, but you don't feel, I feel like there's this sense of not being proud of what you've achieved, like never being proud of yourself. Maybe when you were a child, you experienced parents who never told you that they were proud of you. And so you're just always working, striving, trying to feel, yeah, like Spirit's just like, yeah, that it's like you were never told. I'm about to cry right now. Like I can feel the emotion, the heaviness of just this release that's needing to happen. Like I want you to know that Spirit is proud of you. Spirit wants you to know that. Spirit is so beyond proud of you. And even though you never heard that as a child, Spirit wants you to know that, oh my God, I'm going to cry with you guys. Spirit is just like, I'm so proud of you. It's something that your parents should have said to you, or your caregivers you never heard and you always wanted to hear, but Spirit wants you to know that they're so beyond proud of you. Like you just have all this, you're so defensive too with this card. I just feel like you're so defensive. You don't let other people in. You never let your guard down. You're just constantly feeling like not enough, not good enough. Like you can't settle. I mean, like you can't settle for less. And I mean, obviously Spirit never wants you to settle for less than you want or that you deserve, but there's this sense of like just not settling down because you keep striving. And the striving, you have a lot of energy, but I think that Spirit's also warning you that if you keep forcing things, you keep pushing yourself without acknowledging the milestones, without seeing how far you've come, how great of a person you are, really looking and celebrating your achievements, you're going to burn out. But Spirit wants you to know that you are enough and you have achieved so much. And Spirit wants you to celebrate that. And honestly, I think the biggest message in this deck, look at the bottom of the deck, is the Magician. Like you have so much power, so much creativity, so much vision. Look at this Magician. He's one of my favorite magicians. Just so much vision. Abundance, the snakes here. It's a huge snake in the background. So much abundance, so much vision, so much determination. You can see his foresight into the future. Like you are a visionary. The Spirit is so proud of you. I'm going to put this here. Okay. Let's pull one more card from this deck. Spirit, one more card. Oh yeah. Look at it. Spirit is like all about this deck. They're like just really wanting you to know how amazing you are. 8 of Wands, communication, celebration, movement, fast forward movement into the future. Like everything you've ever wanted to build, all your visions, they're coming to life. It might feel a little chaotic to you. There's a couple different messages in this reading. So, I mean, we're talking about what needs to be healed, what needs to be addressed in order to move forward in your path. And I think honestly, the biggest message from Spirit is your Spirit is so proud of you. You can celebrate yourself. You can take a moment to like sit back. Look at this. Sit back. Look at how far you've come. This is in the middle, like closer to the beginning of your reading. Like, look how far you've come. You had a vision quest. This is maybe a long time ago. You had this vision, something you wanted to build, and you have worked your butt off to build it. And even if you haven't seen the exact success that you wanted, it's like coming. Things are just picking up. But before they do, Spirit wants you to know, like, okay, it's time to be satisfied with who you are. The fact that, and know that you you are the visionary. You put these things into practice, and be proud of yourself. And and be satisfied. Like, just be like so grateful for you, for yourself, for your vision, for putting that vision into action, and kind of go. And like we saw with this card here, your oracle card in the beginning, it's like, just I think, let go and let the creative process flow a little bit. Let go of a little bit more, let go of the control of the need for everything to go exactly to plan, and see what spirit is going to bring in your path, because you don't have to do it all alone. Not that I think that you have done it all alone, but sometimes I feel like you isolate yourself because you feel like nobody understands you, nobody appreciates you, nobody has your vision. And so you feel maybe like you've had to do this alone, or nobody sees your vision, and so they don't execute it the way that you would execute it, the way that you want it to happen. But when you're a leader of a team, if you are a leader of a team, you kind of have to let people take the lead a little bit, and not repeat the same patterns from your childhood, and allow it could be your children, but allow your employees to carry your vision forward. Tell them that you're proud of them, because they need to hear that too, just like you needed to hear it. They need to hear it, and that'll help to motivate them to stay on your vision, to be on the same wavelength as you. But all in all, like, spirit is saying, like, gosh, you you are just the master of whatever it is that you're creating in this life, this business that you've built from the ground up. And you don't have to reach a certain stage and then end there. I mean, there's always room to grow and expand. You are obviously recognized for your talents and for the things that you've built. Like, you've come so amazingly far. But let other people in. Let down your defenses a little bit. Let go of control, and congratulate yourself on a job well done, and take a moment to really look at what you've built, and what am I seeing? Just settle into this moment and be proud of yourself, because spirit is so incredibly proud of you. And I don't know if some of you have parents that have passed on to the other side, but some of the parents are coming through and just clapping. I'm just seeing all this clapping and just hugs and tears, and they're just so incredibly proud of you. And they wish that they had told you when they were alive how proud they are of you, because now they see that they didn't do that for you. And yes, look at how successful you are. You've had this drive, this vision, this motivation. But at the same time, this motivation inside of you comes from a place of lack, and that can lead to burnout, and can lead to you being, having your defenses up and not letting people in, and never feeling quite good enough or satisfied with what you have and what you've built. And then you're always going and never enjoying, like always moving forward to the next step, but never actually enjoying what you've built. So your parents on the other side, or your ancestors, are telling you, you know what, like, we're so proud of you. We wish we had told you, but we're here now, and guiding you, and we're here to tell you, like, how proud we are of you. Oh my God, there's so much emotion, so much power, so much, like, just movement going on here. But this is what I have for you, group 2. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, if you like this reading, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any readings that I upload. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can in the link. There's a link in the description box below. And then obviously you can also follow me on other social media channels if you want to. But thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Hey, group 3, thanks for joining me on today's Pick a Card reading, which is all about what needs to be healed in order to move forward in your life, on your plan. What does your soul want you to address, heal, attune to, in order to move forward in your life, to feel satisfied, to feel connected, whatever it is that your soul is missing? What does it need right now in this moment, in this timeless reading, in order to move forward, to move on, kind of, so to speak. And this is the oracle card that you picked, number 32, also number 5. These jellyfish. I know that this card in the booklet, they say that this is about wishes, like dreaming things into reality or dreams coming true. But I also want to point out that jellyfish are also extremely, they're beautiful and iridescent, dreamy, but they're also very sharp and defensive, and they can really sting you. So what I'm getting just initially off of this reading is like, I'm hearing Spirit so sassy right now. Spirit saying, don't fall asleep at the wheel. You have these dreams, maybe many dreams. Some of them feel a little bit out of reach or a little bit far off, or a little too wishy-washy. No, not. What's the opposite of tangible? Untangible? Is that a word? But just so out of reach, so distant that maybe you're feeling like they're out of reach, like they're impossible, but they're not impossible. And Spirit's saying, don't fall asleep at the wheel. You can take control of your dreams. And Spirit, and this is also this guide, like Spirit is here to guide you and to catch you and to hold you through this process. But you also have a responsibility to make your dreams a reality. That's what I'm hearing. So dreamy though. So much water energy here. Okay, but at the same time, look at, you chose the tiger's eye, which is a very grounding. Oh, that's, I guess, makes sense. So this is like maybe your dreams feel a little bit too out of reach or unattainable, and Spirit wants you to know that don't fall asleep at the wheel. Ground your energy. See, with this tiger's eye, make sure that you're grounding your energy in order to make something that's, is that intangible? I feel like I need to Google the word. Okay, intangible. To make something tangible or to solidify something, to make something come true, that you really need to okay, my tongue's all tied. To come from a place of like that dream state into and making it a reality by grounding yourself into the earth, grounding yourself into reality, into your present moment, with more planning. I think I'm hearing like planning and execution. Execution is really important, and it doesn't have to be that it's perfect, like a perfectly executed plan, but how can you take solid steps towards your dreams and bringing them into reality to fulfill them. So don't fall asleep at the wheel. Stop daydreaming and really like start making a plan, or putting a plan together and taking the action steps that are needed in order to make that plan and those steps and that dream a reality. But Spirit also wants you to know, not to be pessimistic about it, but the Spirit's got you. You have your spirit guides. These are also representations of spirit guides that are around you, or even I'm seeing some ancestors even that are around you that are like cheering you on, saying, yeah, you can do it. We got you, don't worry. Even in your dream state, like everything that you dream of making happen in this world for your life is possible, and rely on your spirit guides and even your soul team and soul friends and soul mates and all those soul friends in this life to help you along the way. You don't have to do everything alone. So that's another message here. There's a lot of messages going on with that card. So I'm going to put this over here, and we're going to shuffle the deck, the tarot deck here, and we're going to get more messages from Spirit pile number 3. What needs to be healed or let go of, or what healing needs to happen? What needs to happen in order for pile number 3 to move forward on their soul's mission, on their plan in this life? What do they need to heal? What do they need to do? Some guidance, please, Spirit, for pile number 3 in terms of making these dreams that I see here a reality. What is it that pile 3 needs to do in order to make their dreams a reality? Ooh. Spirit is just like trying to dump like just a couple of cards, please, Spirit, to start. Just a couple of cards, please, Spirit. Can we start for pile number 3, please? Sorry. Oh my goodness. The cards are just like acting up. Maybe we need a different question here. Oh, let's pull this one. There we go. Oh. Yes. Yes. Someone stabbed you in the back. You know what? I feel like you are dreamy. You are this like super dreamy person. Your head is in the clouds, and something happened to you. The deck is even acting up. The deck is like really resistant. Come. Yeah. Let's see here. The deck was like not wanting to release. Was acting kind of funny. Whereas the last pile number 2 was like just jumping out. They were just like jump, 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 jump. Believe in yourself. Spirit is saying believe in yourself. Someone told you that your dream is not. Someone or some people told you that your dream is not possible. It's silly. You'll never make it work. Or who do you think you are to build that? You don't have the skills. You don't have the ability. And you feel like it's so far-fetched. And because of what this person or these people have said to you, you feel like, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe I'll never do it. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't have the skills. Maybe I shouldn't do it. And you're just like wishy-washy. You're thinking, I don't know. I just don't think I can do it. It's too hard. I don't have the right people in my life. And Spirit was saying with your oracle card, don't fall asleep at the wheel. I think it's more Spirit saying, don't let other people dim your light or tell you that you can't do something. Because they don't have your vision. They're not you. They don't have your dreams. And maybe there's a bit of, I'm hearing jealousy. There's a bit of jealousy that you thought of this thing or that you want to do it. And maybe they feel, no, this isn't a reading for other people. And it's like, sometimes people feel so unhappy and unfulfilled in their own lives that they really want to bring other people down. They don't like it when other people succeed. And I'm hearing family. And I feel like maybe this has a lot to do with your family falling victim to those generational trauma wounds of like money is hard to get and work is supposed to be hard, and you aren't supposed to work and dream outside of the box. You go to work, you come home, you take care of your family, and that's life, and life is shitty, and that's just the way it is. But that's not true. Spirit is saying don't fall asleep at the wheel in terms of your spirit, your soul plan on this earth is to break generational trauma wounds and to step out of that box that your ancestors have put your family in, have put you in. You are probably the black sheep in the family. I'm saying you are the black sheep, and you've always felt disconnected. You always felt like you didn't belong, and that you've always have this like dreaming quality, and you have this like vision of really breaking tradition. See that with the Hierophant here? The Hierophant is a lot about like, it's like the Pope card. It's traditions, but I always read this card as like breaking free from traditions, not following the path, being your own, being a guide that is here to motivate the world in the new world order, let's so to speak, and in not a negative, like in a negative way, like a new world order in the, as in the ascension of humanity. And maybe with your art, maybe with your dreams, like maybe something really creative and fun, spirited, and you just have so much creative energy with the Knight of Wands here. You have like, you are a creative person, like, and the dream, like this dream state, like you are very creative. You have so much you have so much creativity, and you're very intuitive and fiery, like you're the firecracker in your family. I feel like you're also somebody who maybe when you were a child, and maybe even today, you wore like 2 different color socks and you dyed your hair purple, and you might have a bunch of tattoos. I'm seeing somebody with like even a lot of facial piercings, or just, you know, just different. You're different from the rest of your family, your ancestors. And you have like, you know, a shared, I feel like you have a really strong group of friends who support you. And maybe when you were in college and university, or if that's who you are now, or when you're in high school, like you were in the art crew kind of people, very artsy, very different, like music. Maybe you're a musician. Definitely creative energy here. Visual artistry, musical artistry, photography, very intuitive. Your art is your gift from spirit. Spirit wants you to know, like your creativity is your gift in this life. It's a part of your mission, a part of your plan. Not all of us need to have some grand vision to change the world, but our art can change the world. Our poetry, our music, it brings so much soulful energy and light to the world. It inspires people. Music helps people heal. It is the healing energy for the soul. There's so much emotion here. Like I just see you holding back your creative impulses, and maybe you've led a very traditional life, but it doesn't feel right to you. Like maybe you became an accountant, or you're in marketing or business or whatever, and you're like, this doesn't feel like me. I want to become a designer, a fashion designer. I want to, like I just have, you look at this camel, look at his face, look at, or her face, look at their face. It's just like, I'm so fun. Like I just want to like, look at this, guys, the energy, the fiery, like, I just want to set off. Look at, I love, I can't even know what to say. My tongue is getting all tied with you guys. You want to go on an adventure, whatever that adventure is. You have a calling. This fire, look at this fire coming out of your head here. You're like, you have a passion for something, a drive, and it's very creative in nature. And you've been told by people in your past that like, that's not practical. And they've really disappointed you. They've really held you back and held you down, like those that belief from your past, from your family. And you're like, you know what? Spirit wants you to know that in order to move forward to the next stage of your life and what you're meant to do, and to follow your true calling, your true north, your north node, is like, believe in yourself. That passion inside of you, follow it. Follow that passion wherever it's leading you. 3 of Wands. It's out there. It could be even, it could be some traveling. Like you might be looking to travel. Maybe there's somewhere in the world that you've always wanted to go. You've been called to go to, and Spirit is telling you to follow your intuition, follow your joy. There's something else out there that is meant for you. This world that you're currently in is not the box, is not the world that you're meant to be in. There's something else out there for you, and that Spirit is telling you to expand your horizons. That's what I'm hearing with this card, is expand your horizons and look beyond the veil. Look beyond the vista. there's something beyond this vista on the other side that is meant for you, and you can hear it calling to you in your creative vision, whatever that is. Your creativity is going to get you there. And don't let anybody tell you any different, because they didn't follow their passions. They're stuck in an old belief system that's not serving you, and you're here to break those family traditions, those generational trauma, and to step outside of your comfort zone and do something that breaks the mold of what you've been taught to believe or to follow. You are here to break the family mold. That's what I'm hearing, and not. I'm hearing, what's that song? What's that guy's name? A rapper. Do you break the rules with purpose, or do you just misbehave? Ugh. I'm not very good with like musicians and lyrics and stuff, and like song titles. But Spirit is saying, break the rules with purpose. Follow your vision path, your vision quest. This is like a vision quest. Follow it. Your dreams are calling to you. Your dreams are calling to you. There's something that you've been dreaming about that comes up in your dreams. Maybe you're having a lot of sleepless nights and restless sleeps, and you're just like, something doesn't feel right. I need to do something, but I don't know what that is. Pay attention to your dreams. Spirit's also saying, like, get a dream journal if you don't already do it. So when you wake up, put a journal next to your bed. And as soon as you wake up, write down what your dreams are about and start to see like patterns in your dreams, because they're telling you to do something. Look for the signs, the archetypes in your dreams, because those might be hidden messages for you as well. But Spirit is in this card. It's like, don't fall asleep at the wheel. You have this mission in life to share your creative vision quest with the world, and it's going to inspire people. It's going to light people up. It's going to help them get out of really tough situations. That's a part of what your art, your creativity is for, is to uplift humanity out of the darkness. Especially right now, we're going through a lot of dark times, and you are here to help people be inspired enough to break traditions and create a new world. And your art, whatever your art is, whatever your creative vision is a part of that, of the universal plan to help humanity ascend. And your art, your creative mind is a big part of that. And your family maybe told you that it's not, and that you need to just put your head down, do the work, and survive in this world. That's not true. And you know it, you can feel it. And Spirit's like, just be you. Follow your dreams. Don't let anybody tell you that it's impossible, because it is possible, and you are here to break the mold. Step out of the box. Step out of the box. There you go. All right. Wow. So at the beginning, that deck was like really resistant. And I feel like maybe it was resistant because you are really resistant to this message. You're resisting your call, the call of your soul, because of what people have told you in the past, because you feel like it's impractical, I'm hearing. It's not impractical. Spirit's like, screw those people. Don't listen to them. Follow your vision. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. I keep hearing that. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We got you. We believe in you. Your vision, your creativity, your art is here to inspire other people to break the mold, to break free of traditions, to set off on their own vision quest. And yeah, I think that's it. Like, the deck was just really hesitant, really resistant. And I think that's Spirit telling me that you've been really resistant to following your true north. You have 6 with burden. The 6 of Swords, which is what this card is usually about like leaving a really tough situation, and healing after a really difficult period. So moving away from difficulty, from people that burden you, from a life that didn't support you, moving away from that, but still needing to heal from it. So sometimes that moving away, even if this, you could also be traveling here. There's like the Three of Wands. The Six of Swords is a card that could be about traveling as well. Knight of Wands is a traveling card. It could be going overseas, traveling for your work, or really feeling this call to move somewhere else in the world. And Spirit is telling you that yes, your intuition, those nudges that are telling you to go somewhere or do something, are true. But sometimes when we walk away from a life and people that aren't serving us, that have really hurt us in the past, that can take some time. It can take us time to heal and feel okay with this next phase in our lives, with moving forward and letting go. And Spirit is saying, like, look, it might take some time for you to feel okay with stepping into your new reality, stepping and following your true calling and being true to yourself. Like, it can feel really awkward, it can feel really strange and uncomfortable, and it might take some time, but you are going to be moving forward. However, that's what typically with the Six of Swords is. But in this deck, the burden, Six of Cards, is more like carrying other people on towards their success, their journey, or following them on their journey, but that's not your journey, and so you feel really burdened and and weighed down by other people and their belief systems and their mandates, I'm hearing. Now, that's not to say like mandates, with COVID and stuff, with what's happening in the world, but other people's missions, let's say, other people's mission statements with their purpose. Like, sometimes you need to kind of drop that baggage, let it go, and move forward on your own. And that can be really hard, and people might be really upset when you do that. But this life isn't about them, it's about you. And I think this card speaks a lot about dropping the baggage that isn't yours to carry and moving forward with your own vision quest. All right, let's see. Let's get a couple more cards here. Advice from Spirit. Spirit, please, for group 3. Advice for group 3 on their mission, on their passion, on what they need to heal in order to move forward and step out of their pain and sorrow into their light and truth, following their true north. How can group number 3 follow their true north? Spirit, group number 3, a few cards, please. Man, you guys have so much resistance. There's so much resistance here. There's so much, I'm just hearing like you being so afraid of what people are going to say, of letting people down. That's what this card is also about. The burden card here is like letting people down. You don't want to let people down, especially your family. It's like you feel the sense of duty to care for them and their needs and follow their way of life. Whoa, yeah, Spirit's like, yep, that's exactly it. Sense of duty and taking care of them and doing things their way because you don't want to disappoint them. But you know what? What's meant for you can never leave you. And if you follow your true path, your vision, and your family or your friends or your loved ones can't support you, then maybe you need to detach with love and grace and still love them. Still love them, even though they can't love you in the way that you need, and that's not your fault or your responsibility. And take the pressure off. Spirit really wants you to take the pressure off of following other people's ideas of how you should live your life. Let all that go. Let that baggage go. Drop that baggage. Drop it. And set yourself free to be who you're meant to be in this life. Let's see, what do we have here? How do you want me to lay this out, Spirit? Okay, the Seven of Pentacles with patience. The moon cycle too is Goddess. The moon cycle, patience, takes time. It takes time to heal those old wounds, to let go and move forward sometimes. Oh yeah, see the ancestors, past lives here. This is the moon, 18, the moon, but also past lives in this deck. Oh, my dog barking and fighting. This is the Knight of Swords. I'm going to put this here. Can you guys see? Let me just check this. Let's move this up here. I know it's kind of, the camera's kind of on an angle. Move this. I'll hold the cards up. We talked about burden, and yeah, I'm just like fighting. The Knight of Swords, you know, dutiful. I'm hearing dutiful. Spirit really wants you to let that go and just be determined to follow your true north. Sometimes you might need to wear some of that armor, or maybe you've been wearing a lot of armor and fighting with with yourself, and not so much other people, like maybe with your family a little bit, because maybe you've given up on your dreams. But you're also, when you were maybe a child, you fought to be heard, you fought to be yourself, you fought to express yourself, and you just kept being put down. And that can feel really heavy. That can feel like this heavy burden to carry when like you just felt like you were always disappointing somebody because of who you were. And so you learned to conform a little bit, or you started to conform because you thought maybe that's the way forward. But Spirit wants you to know that no, you know what? Spirit wants you to keep fighting for your truth, for yourself, and fighting to follow your own vision quest, to be yourself. And it's okay to be yourself. I know that can be really hard. And there's some healing that needs to happen around generational trauma, around this idea of like what you're supposed to do versus what you're meant to do. And then that requires some patience. Spirit wants you to know that the Seven of Pentacles or the seven with patience here can mean, you know, you planted the seeds a long time ago. These ideas, these dreams inside of your head, inside of your heart, they've been planted from your inception, from the time you were conceived, and before that, when you decided to come into this world, you had a vision, an idea. Callie, I'm sorry, my dog. Here's people in the hall. You had this vision and this idea of who you wanted to be, and these seeds have been planted, and they've been, you know, they've been planted a really long time ago, but it's time to nurture them. It's time to water them. It's time to let them grow. And that can take a little bit of time. I do see here that it might take some time for you to heal. It might take some time for the people in your life to adjust to the new normal, to who you are. And that's okay. That's their problem. That's not your problem. But they will come around. I'm seeing that they will come around as soon as you start expressing yourself and living your truth, and without unapologetically living your truth, following your dreams, following your visions, being that, you know, tapping into your creative potential. Other people are definitely going to come around. It just takes a little bit of time for them to adjust, and don't worry about it. They will. Just be you, be yourself. And also it's going to take you time to adjust to this new normal, to feel okay with who you are, because you've been wearing this mask. You've been fighting. Look at here. You've been fighting and defensive for so long, and it's going to take time to de-armor yourself. See in the background these clouds, this like conflict happening here. This guy's like almost, this one cloud is like wringing this cloud's neck. He's so angry. He's like, listen to me. Why can't you just listen to me? And I think that that's you, you know, it's just like, I just want to be heard. I just want to live my life. I just want to be me. And it's going to take some time to feel okay with who you are. But the key is to really drop the burden, drop the baggage, and follow your own, drop other people's idea of who you are supposed to be. Start following your own calling, your own true north, your own soul calling, breaking traditions, breaking the rules with purpose, having patience and compassion. It's going to take a little bit of time to feel okay and for other people to be okay, but it is going to happen. And yeah, here, the last card here in your reading with past lives, which is the Moon card. And it's just like you're breaking those traditions. Your spirit guides, your ancestors are here to guide you. And there have been, I'm hearing from some of your spirit guides and ancestors that there's been a lot of people within your ancestors, within your family, that have had to do the same thing. And maybe you've lived a few lives where, you know, you've struggled against conformity, where maybe you've conformed in the past in many different lives, and now in this life it's like, no, we've had enough, and we are going to follow our truth and not succumb to the pressures of society, of other people, and just intuitively connect with your spirit team, with your guides, with your ancestors, and tell them, and you know what, I love you, but I'm going to be true to myself now. And follow your dreams, follow your truth, and they're going to be okay. And with that, you're also going to be setting the stage for future generations to be okay with following their true paths and healing generations of trauma, of conformity within your family. But you have to take the first step. That's a big task to take, but that's a part of your journey in this life. And a part of what needs to happen next, your healing that needs to happen, just being okay with who you are and listening to the call of your soul, following your dreams, not falling asleep at the wheel, and believing that you are in your creative potential, that you are unique and you are meant to be unique. You know, not everybody has the gift that you have, and the gift that you have is meant to inspire the world and teach people that they can break with traditions. And maybe at this point in history in our lives, that's really what we need. Is we need more people breaking traditions and creating new ones, healing generational trauma, and learning that it's okay to be and express our true selves. And with that, pile number 3, that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe so that you don't miss any readings in the future. And if you want to book a private reading with me, you can. There's a link in the description box below. And you can also connect with me on other social media channels down. There's some links down there too. All right. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day. Ciao. Bye.